Making mistakes is a part of being human. No one escapes that. But have you ever wondered when you mess up something after you've been told that you would do that very same thing? Why you become so sensitive? Well, greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. In this video today, we're going to talk about the I told you so complex and how it crushes your confidence. Many of us are very sensitive about being reminded of our mistakes, that we don't make the mistakes in the very first place. So scared are we at times about our mistakes being thrown into our faces that at times we often fail to act. We let others have their own way just so that we won't be confronted with the I told you so. There is something so nasty, so filthy and so demeaning about this little behavior that it just buries your self-worth and kills your self-reliance. Well, this certainly happened to a friend of mine named Samir. His life was basically dominated by his wife, who learned to weaponize the I told you so statement. So Samir purchased shares from the share market on the advice of his friend. His wife didn't like the idea. She protested and warned him that we will lose our shirts if you purchase shares. For a couple of days, he listened to his wife, but then he decided to buy them anyway. Considering that he'd be making a killing, he went on about his life with a smile on his face and a humming tune. 2 months later, he came to a realization that he was suffering losses, and his wife was right. And his wife began to realize that too. She told him so, not once, not twice, but over and over and over. She said, "Didn't I tell you that we'd be suffering losses if you invest in shares? You and your crazy ideas. What the hell?" And Samir would let this kind of talk cut into his confidence. He learned his lesson well. He learned his lesson so well that he never ever invested in the shares again. And this wasn't the end of it. This was not at all the end of it. No matter what he did, no matter what decision he made, if his wife had different views from him, and she was convinced that she was right, and if she was right by one small bit, she would throw into his face the I told you so. Eventually, Samir was convinced that he could never do anything good in his life. If he ever made good decisions, she would take some credit for him. If he made bad decisions, he would be branded a fool. So he took a backseat to his wife and he let her run his life completely. If this is your sad tale too, I suggest you get thick skin and let go the I told you so complex bounce off your shoulder. So next time you make a mistake and you know that you're going to be put down, don't worry. Remind yourself that there are some pathetic people on this planet who would only feel tall if they get to stand on the bodies of others by making them feel inferior with the I told you so. However, you learn from your mistakes, you make better decisions in the future, but never let anybody else steer your life. All the very best with your hustle. Ciao.